Welcome to episode 29. This is Danielle Amos, and you are listening to the Prosperity Practice, the podcast that helps you live your most abundant life. Today, I want to talk about the power of your imagination. Now, if you're new to my podcast, I recommend that you go back and listen to the beginning, listen to my story and where I've come from. Because what's interesting is that thinking like this wasn't always natural for me. Now, I'd like to say that I have known that there has been something greater. I knew that there was more to life. I had this feeling, and things definitely in my life have come quite easily for me. I remember hearing as a kid, well, oh, of course that's easy for you, Danielle, it's you. Or of course that's a success because, you're doing it. And I didn't really understand what people meant by that. Not sure if you can relate. But so I definitely had times in my life where I understood this material, but didn't know that I was living in harmony with the laws. And I've definitely had times in my life where I was working against these laws and not using my mind at all to manifest what I wanted. I mean, the truth is that we're manifesting all the time, aren't we? And so today I want to talk about something that is beyond maybe logic or beyond what we've been programmed to believe and think. And it's about our imagination and our ability to tap into this incredible power that you and I have as human beings. And our imagination is a muscle. And that muscle most likely is weak. So just like a muscle in our physical body, we have muscles in our mind. And these muscles have to be worked out. And I like to say, take them to the mind gym. Your imagination is one of those muscles that if and unless it's worked out daily, it's most likely weak. And it's sort of a byproduct of the way that we've grown up in society. Like, teachers, parents, they've told us to be realistic or, stop dreaming and fantasizing. And so what happens over time, or what I notice happened to me, is that I didn't want to be seen as a dreamer. Instead, I decided at some point in my life that it was better for me to be a doer, and that hard work paid off, and that I could prove my worthiness if I was willing to do what it took, meaning if I was the last person standing. And I became very good at the hustler, the grunter, the doer, being the doer. Can you relate to this? Where are my doers out there? I wore the doer badge like it was a badge of honor for many, many years. And if that's you today, I want you to understand that there have been many great benefits in your life to being that doer, to getting things done. And today I want to give you a lens and idea around imagination that will just help you go so much further. See, your imagination is your ability to create, to maybe look at situations or the way you're doing things now. Maybe it's in your business or your home life, and you can take what's currently happening and you can use your imagination to see ways that you can improve it, do better. And when you're using this form of imagination, It's where you're taking something that currently exists and that you're experiencing it, and you're making it better. And my mentor, Bob Proctor, he gives a example of a chair. So imagine that a person, for the first time sees a chair, and they sit in the chair and they say, wow, this is nice. I'm used to sitting on the ground cross-legged. And this chair is nice. It's comfortable. There's a place for my arms, and my feet can dangle, and I can sit back and relax, and I'm supported. And then imagine someone that uses their imagination while sitting in the chair, and they think, this is amazing and it's comfortable, but I'd love to be able to sit with another person in this chair, and I love to cuddle with them. What if I put two of these chairs together and call it a love seat? And then perhaps that same person or a new person notices the love seat and says, well, what if we put a bunch of chairs together and our whole family can sit together? Or I could lay down on this chair and we put a bunch of them together and we call it a sofa. See, this is one way that we can use our imagination. It's to notice what is working in an idea and look at ways to improve it. And then there's another form of imagination, and this is where genius lies. And each one of us, you and me and every one of you listening, can tap into this creative imagination where our imagination is literally the bridge that connects our subconscious mind, our mind, with infinite source, infinite potential. And in a universe where everything is possible, in a universe where anything is possible, when we tap into this side of our personality and we use imagination to connect to where all knowledge exists, where everything is possible, we come up with new ideas. We can connect to new ideas. And this is really where inventions happen, as far as things that have never been done before. Like the first person that ever created a chair would have done it through using this mental muscle, this creative imagination. And it's incredible what can be done and made from this space. I want you to think about it. And how you tap into this part of your imagination is by really relaxing. Relaxing, and I say things like, if I didn't think it was impossible, what do I want? What would that look like? And I come from a space of like nothingness, and I ask, what do I want? And this is something that you've never done before, that you don't know how. And as you relax, notice what comes to mind. Notice what pictures you start to create on the screen of your mind. See, this is the power of your imagination. It's a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And it's the same muscle that you can actually use to find the solution to your problem. And your problem, allow that to be the goal, what it is that you want. And you can use this amazing muscle to build a picture of your dream home, to attract the perfect life partner, to create a magnificent empire, a business beyond your wildest dreams. It's this faculty of the imagination that you want to get connected to within you. And each one of us has this faculty. And it is such an incredible gift. And so my purpose here today in sharing with you about your imagination is to make sure that you understand that you have this powerful tool in your mind. It is part of what it means to be human. And in fact, it is what makes us human. It's one of those higher faculties that differentiates us from our amazing pets. Our pets don't have the ability to imagine, and therefore they don't have the ability to create their own environment. Animals don't have that ability, which is why they can camouflage into their environment. Humans, we create our environment. And the first step in doing that is to take responsibility and to understand that we do have that power. And this power is your power, and you have infinite potential. So anything that you want to be, do, or have is possible for you. Do you really understand that truth? Do you really believe that to be true about you? I want you to take a moment and answer that question honestly. Do you really understand? Do you understand your power? Do you believe it to be your truth? And whatever your answer is, if it's yes, then you're among the 1 to 3% of the world's population who truly believes that they have infinite potential. And that's huge. And if you don't, that's okay. This is why you're listening. And this is why you are here, is to gain this awareness and true understanding for yourself. And this is the growth. Your imagination and your ability to work out this muscle and strengthen it is key. And it seems so easy, and sometimes to me so juvenile, or like, I'm going to fantasy land and I'm going to pretend. But here's the thing. This mental muscle must be developed in order for you to create the life that you desire. Anything you want is possible. Anything. You can be, do, and have anything you want. Another mental faculty that I want to bring up is your ability to focus. It's your will. And I want to mention it today because once you get a really clear picture of that dream home, the dream life, the business that you want, your partner, it is your ability to focus on what you want that makes all the difference. Where you put your focus and energy, that's going to grow. What are you focused on right now, today, past week, yesterday? Well, what you've been focused on is what you've been attracting and what you've been growing in your life. Have you been focused on all the good that you want? The blessings? And you'll know by your results. And let me tell you that when things are going well, it's really easy to focus on what you want and be positive and have a great attitude. It's when things aren't going well, that things aren't going your way, that your will, your ability to focus, your mental muscle to put energy on what you do want is even more important. And this muscle also must be worked out. And each opportunity that comes your way gives you the opportunity to strengthen that focus on what you do want, despite what's going on around you, even when the circumstances are what they are. And at each moment where things maybe aren't what you want, you have the ability to make a decision. So the next tool that I want you to really get interested in is your feelings. Your feeling tells you where you're focused, or your feeling is a really good indication. So if you're feeling bad in that moment, you can decide to stop and change gears and to mentally use your perception muscle to work around what you're focused on and find the good, harvest the good, and bring yourself back into harmony with the laws and in your inner being. Because anytime that you're not feeling good, your inner being knows your unlimited potential. It understands where you're going and understands your purpose. And when you're not feeling good, it's like you've separated from that truth, from the truth of the way the universe works, this unlimited potential, working in harmony with laws. You're focused on lack and limitation, or maybe it's anger or resentment, all negative sides, negative emotions. And what you want to do is bring yourself back to truth. Truth is there's nothing positive or negative. Everything just is. It's just your perception that makes it so. So use your feelings and then tap into your imagination, exercise that muscle, and then use your will to focus on what you do want. And you'll notice that over time it changes. Over time the outside world will now reflect what you want. It's powerful, really, really powerful. Is this resonating with you? Because here's the thing, it's something that you're going to need to apply to your own life. And just on the weekend, we had an opportunity to apply it to our life. I had the opportunity to apply it to my life. I wasn't getting the answers that I was looking for around a property that we're investing in. And I thought, Danielle, you have the power to control the circumstances. Interesting that at the moment you're feeling a victim to the circumstances. How can you take your power back? And if you were there with me, you would have seen me take pen to paper and to write out what I want and how that would feel. And you would have seen me dive into my imagination muscle to exercise that muscle and fantasize about what I want and how good that feels, and to see myself already with the goal achieved, actually past the goal, where my family and friends were celebrating and having fun on the property, and we're like, just so much enjoying it. And that feeling, I got into the feeling of it, and I could feel myself there. And all of a sudden, this calmness came over me, and I was able to relax into the idea, and I used my will to focus on it. And I continue to focus on that this week. And here's the lesson. And the sweet spot was when I noticed I wasn't feeling good and playing a victim, then I made the decision to stop that, to stop playing victim. That was the opportunity of growth, was that decision that I got to make. And then what I did is I surrounded myself with other big thinkers. Really important, because 97% of the population out there, they're not using their mind this way. And they are more realistic and logical. And so if I would have surrounded myself with those people, I would have continued into doubt and worry. But instead, I knew I needed to surround myself with big thinkers. And this is where the power of community comes in. And if you are not in a community, if you're not in our community, and by the way, we've got something really exciting that we are announcing next week, at the end of next week, the second week of May, around the Success Society. I can't wait to tell you all about it. But to give you a taste of that community, I'd love to invite you to join us this weekend, actually, at a really incredible event that my mentor Bob Proctor is putting on virtually. It's called The Science of Getting Rich. And we'll put a link in the show notes for you. Because here's the thing, if I would have been caught up in what society would have told me and what the masses would have said about the property, I would have went down a rabbit hole and not been feeling good. Instead, I knew to use my tools, and I also knew that support was necessary. And so I tapped into my mentors, to my community, and I was able to use my imagination to build the picture of what I want. Because we're programmed not to live this way. We're programmed to think that using your imagination is a waste of time. This is too easy, too good to be true, la, 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 la. It's not. Here's the thing. Success leaves clues. So join us this weekend. If this resonates, I want you to join us this weekend at an online event, and I'll put you in my coaching group where I'm going to be with my family this weekend watching the same event. I want you to gather your friends and family virtually, send them the link as well, and ask them to join you at this event that's online. It's incredible. And after the 2.5 days, I promise you, you'll have such a feeling of abundance and connection to these laws. You'll know, and you'll understand what's possible for you, that you can be, do, and have anything you want. Does that resonate? Because what I have for me, I want for you. So join us this weekend. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to answer them. I gave you really good information today about the imagination, and some of you might just let it pass by you, and others will start today to employ and work out this muscle. But see, here's the thing. You have to recognize its value, and you have to use the information, but you don't have to do it alone. You have to do it for yourself. Allow us to support you. If you have questions, reach out. Find me at Instagram at _ Danielle _ Amos _ and join us at the Science of Getting Rich event. And even if it's past, if you're watching this and it's past the first week of May, go back and find the replay. You get it for 30 days. Join us. Get into our community. We'd love to have you. With that, I say, expect abundance and know that you have infinite potential. Tap into your power today. I'm proud of you.